Hello there. So I'm going to be doing the various characteristics of early childhood development as well as the implications of that from a motor development standpoint. To start off saying, uh, early childhood, which is generally up to the age of 6, is characterized physically for boys and girls, looking mostly the same in their physical build and their general characteristics, morphologically anywhere from 33 to 47 inches in height, generally speaking, and around the range of 25 to 33 pounds. They are generally they usually have a strong and fast development of their gross motor skills, a lot of energy, right? Just begging to come out, and their perceptual motor ability is still developing, which is why their movements are more rough. As a result, as a result, their fine motor movements are pretty lacking, and that harms their ability to do certain athletics, especially in consideration of their typical farsightedness. As far as the cognitive characteristics, they're constantly expressing their thoughts, which is something that goes in line with their ability to abstract and use a strong imagination, right? And they sort of explore and solve problems through play, which is something that is pretty constant throughout that early childhood and going into later childhood, even. This is a stage of time in which they are undergoing the pre-operational thought phase, so to speak, in which they are sort of learning to go from a purely egocentric point of view to outside perspective and socialized behaviors. The actual implications of this is that motor play is very important to their development, both intellectually and physically. It's important to give them a variety of fundamental motor skills in their play, including manipulative motor skills, locomotor and stability skills, giving them plenty of hand-eye coordination to practice their perceptive abilities and whatnot. Problem solving are and motor movement exploration are also very important. I would personally imagine that instruments uh, are pretty favorable here, although maybe not super fine ones. Pretty simplistic ideas, even potentially like drums. Playgrounds, of course, are designed to help with this idea. It's important to not stress coordination alongside agility because their ability to multitask those two bits of learning and strain both of them is not going to be great at this point in time. And it is recommended that they use a multisensory approach as well as bilateral and cross-lateral movements all around the board while teaching them bits of responsibility and giving them sort of slow standards to live up to for acceptable behavior, all of which shaping them into what they can and can't do, as opposed to what they're familiar with so far, which would, up to this point, be largely just what they can do.